for anybody who changes his principles depending on whom he is dealing, that is not a man who can lead a nation.
Mwema. Lakini wale wanaozingatia kuongoza, msiweke Kenya chini. Msiweke msingi wa siasa zenu kwa chuki. Kama yuko mtu ametukana mimi na msamehe.
Ayes 204, nays 115, abstentions nil.
Lakini ni vizuri pia wajiulize yale ambaye yametendwa, tulikuwa tumetoka wapi? Wengi hamjui vijana. Ni sawa mkija mkiambiwa ni kwa sababu mmeona yale mmeona, lakini ulizeni wazazi wenu wametoka wapi. Ulizeni wazazi wenu kufika pahali ambapo tulikuwa tumefika, tulikuwa wapi. Ulizeni wazazi wenu wakati walikuwa.
Let us tell the public exactly what is in the finance bill. If there are no more taxations, there are no more taxations. Let us not
any reason to spill blood on the grounds of Kenya's parliament.
In a swift and fiery rejoinder to the BBC's hard-hitting documentary Blood Parliament, which unmasked security officers allegedly involved in the fatal shooting of at least 3 protesters outside Parliament on June 25, 2024, a section of MPs allied to the Kenya Kwanza administration has dismissed the documentary as a targeted political attack.
But we also moved on.
Leading the charge, National Assembly Defense, Intelligence and Foreign Relations Vice Chair Abdullahi Bashir accused the BBC of stoking public emotions, insisting Kenyans must move on, arguing that such incidents happen in democracies across the world.
It happens world over. People are killed, our people are killed. We sympathize, we moved on. Even world over.
The Mandera North MP dismissed the BBC documentary as ill-timed and incendiary, accusing it of stoking public anger, and took a swipe at local media outlets for giving it prominence.
And it touches on lack of patriotism also on our part, trying to showcase things done by a foreign media.
His Dagoretti South counterpart John Kerry also joining the fray, accusing the media house of advancing the interests of a foreign nation in Kenya.
Is BBC speaking as a mouthpiece of the government and the people of Britain? Or what is it that the BBC is doing? Could it be an attempt to untwist this country so that they can rescind on the rider that we put on their training of the Batuk units in Kenya, Mr. Speaker?
The sentiments by the Dagoretti South legislator come barely a year after he was forced to swallow his words that downplayed the intensity of the Gen Z-led demos.
Because even some of the photos that we were seeing out of the streets, I can tell you as a graphic editor that they do not belong to this country. Photos were being taken off the internet and being edited.
The MP will 4 days later retreat in surrender, claiming he made the comments in the heat of the moment. This even as Deputy Minority Whip and Suba North MP Emilio Odhiambo urged compassion for families who lost loved ones, calling for the establishment of a commission of inquiry to deliver justice and closure to victims of police brutality.
June 25th, 2024.
Yes, order.
9:30 a.m. at Kenya's parliament.
We are dealing with a very important issue of the finance bill.
Inside, MPs are filing in for the last reading of the government's finance bill. Outside,
it was a party. It was a beautiful party. Kids came out with Bluetooth speakers and their water. It was a carnival, the entire city. There was no destruction. There was no violence. There was only one goal. When we started reading the bill, we'd go to Parliament.
I'd look at every corner and every side. I really felt that this was it. This is something this country has never seen before. I saw hope.
My name is Ademba Alans. I'm a journalist by profession, currently in school. On June 25th, for me it was just a normal day. I knew people would just be there, shout, Ruto must go. People are live streaming on their TikTok, on their Instagram, and now the media is here. These things are being live streamed on national TVs. That's when I realized that it was going to be serious.
Honorable members, do we put the question?
By the time voting begins,
Will as many as of that opinion say aye?
numbers have hit over 10,000 in central Nairobi.
But said, you know what, we're going to go all out. We felt if this was possible, we would finally occupy parliament.
But the police have other ideas.
Now the numbers start getting bigger and people actually start getting arrested. The police are everywhere. They're trying to push people back.
Sisi kama Wakenya tunamwaga damu sana. Watu wetu wanakufa, mnakumbuka wakati wa Gen Z, hata kumekuwa na ile documentary ambayo nasikia serikali imesema kwamba isionyeshwe ile ya BBC. Ni kwa sababu labda hii aibu ambayo watu wanaona nini kitaenda kuonyeshwa pale. Jana pia kumekuwa na mauaji uko Narok County.
And we've plotted where they were shot on a 3D reconstruction of the site, giving us a second-by-second, 360-degree view of what happened next. We left the protest at 20 minutes
Suspect
past.
wasn't there by mistake. He was working for someone. So the last question is, who? The answer lies in these. Taken 7 minutes after the killing. The squad's moved, but our suspect's still with them. There he is, and there's his badge. But is it white? Boost the natural color. Black, red, and green too. Only one part of Kenya's security forces officially wears this when deployed domestically. The army. We consulted several senior officers in Kenya's defense forces, the KDF. All confirmed this man's uniform is that of the Kenyan army, a force well regarded by the public, not known for turning its guns on civilians. No single piece of evidence pinpoints Eric's killer, but connected, the trail of images we followed lay out a grim case. This man's features match those of the shooter. His uniform shows he's a soldier. And
Listen, we are living in a time similar to the one of slave trade. This oppression is worse than apartheid. The gun is the master and the cities enslaved. The pearl of Africa is bleeding. Question, what was the purpose of the liberation when we can't have a peaceful transition? What is the purpose of the constitution when the government disrespect the constitution? Where is my freedom of expression when you charge me because of my expression? See what you're doing to our nation. What are you teaching the future generation? See our leaders become misleaders, and see our mentors become tormentors. Freedom fight.